Hello, my name's Owen Garrett with Riverbed Technology, and I'm the Director of Product Management for the Stingray business unit. So the Stingray Traffic Manager is a software application delivery controller. It's designed to improve the performance and the availability and the responsiveness of the services that you're hosting. It manages all the network traffic. It takes requests from your clients, web browsers or devices, processes those, delivers them as effectively and quickly as possible to your application servers, and then it takes the responses, optimizes those again, and sends them back to the clients. And with all of that technology, it works really hard to make sure that your services run as smoothly as possible and carry as much traffic and as much capacity as possible. So when our users deploy the Stingray Traffic Manager, often the first thing in their mind is improving the reliability and the availability of their services. If they need to take a web server down for an upgrade, or if an application server develops a fault and runs out of memory, Stingray Traffic Manager ensures that traffic is routed away from those faulty devices so that the service that they're delivering remains as available as possible. The next thing that they use the Traffic Manager for is to improve the performance and the capacity of those services. Delivering content back more quickly, handling more users, reducing latency, all about improving the return of investment on your infrastructure and improving the level of service that your customers and your users receive. And after that, really the sky is the limit. The scripting language and the advanced optimization capabilities in the Traffic Manager allow you to build all sorts of really clever, sophisticated policies to work around application faults, cope with moved content, patch over security holes, improve the way that you manage and automate how applications are delivered. It's a fantastic tool. It's almost like a man in the middle of your network, controlling how your clients access your services and how those servers receive requests from the clients. If you've got a problem relating to how clients and servers interact, then the Stingray Traffic Manager is a tool that you can use to fix that. So the Stingray Traffic Manager is a software application. So you can deploy it on a Linux or a Solaris-based server. That could be a physical server, it could be a virtual machine on VMware or KVM or some other platform, or it could be in the cloud. So the first approach is to take it as a software app. If you're using a virtualization platform like VMware or Xen or Oracle VM, you can take our virtual appliance. This is a package containing the operating system that Stingray manages and the Stingray software itself, with a GUI on top of that to configure everything from the traffic management policies to the time zone that the appliance is running in. So that's a very, very easy way to get up and running really quickly, whether it's in a production VMware environment or if it's running on VirtualBox on your own laptop for demonstration purposes. And the third option is that you can subscribe to the Stingray Traffic Manager in a cloud environment such as Amazon EC2. You can use it by the hour and pay for the usage. So if you spin a service up in a cloud, or even if it's spanning a cloud and a physical data center, you can run the Stingray Traffic Manager in all your points of presence to control how that service is delivered. So there's a couple of things that make the Stingray Traffic Manager different. The first is its software approach. As a software application, you can deploy it much more easily than a hardware appliance. If you want to move your application from one deployment environment to another, if you want to build a development environment that's identical to your production environment, then it's very easy to install the Stingray Traffic Manager in any of those locations. And we provide development licenses at no cost to make it much easier for you to take advantage of the functionality of Stingray and to build production identical dev and test environments so that you can build and roll out applications much more quickly and much more reliably. And then the second area where Stingray Traffic Manager is different is in the application fluency that it has. We have a programming language built into the Traffic Manager called TrafficScript. This isn't some low-level network event-driven, packet-driven language that allows you to play about with packets. This is a full application-level language that tells you exactly what the traffic manager is handling, presents the user requests and the user responses to you, and allows you to write policies to change those requests and responses, to control which bits of functionality in the traffic manager are employed, and where requests are routed to, and whether responses match the validation rules that you have. That degree of application fluency is unrivaled in the market, and that's what allows you to use the Stingray Traffic Manager to build some really sophisticated applications and to ensure they're delivered as optimally as possible. So, Riverbed's products are all about the performance of applications, particularly over great distance. And there's three areas where applications can suffer when they're being delivered. There's the network, the application itself, and then the client. And Riverbed has got a complete set of technology to deal with each of these three areas. The Steelhead WAN optimization controller deals with network latency, network bandwidth, and gets around many of the problems related to wide area, high latency, high loss links. That's part one of the performance problem. Part two of the performance problem is the application itself. Application servers can run slowly. They can be overloaded, performance can degrade, DOS attacks can steal valuable resources. So the Stingray Traffic Manager deals with those problems, making sure your app servers run as effectively as possible and your end users get the best possible level of service. Unlike Steelhead, the Stingray product is asymmetric. You don't need to put a device in the client and the server side. So that means that there are a number of areas which Steelhead can't always help with, things like public-facing websites, where Stingray is the ideal solution. And then the third part of the performance piece is the application itself, the content that makes up that application, and the speed at which it renders inside the client browser. And the third piece of Riverbed's technology is the Stingray Optimizer. This is a state-of-the-art web content optimization system. It looks at the content that makes up your website or your service. It optimizes, reorders, merges content, compresses it, merges images together, reorders the JavaScript, makes synchronous JavaScript asynchronous, all geared to reducing the amount of bandwidth that the site requires, so content gets over faster, and reducing the rendering speed, or increasing the rendering speed in the client device, so the content renders faster as well. These three bits of technology, Steelhead, Stingray Traffic Manager, and Stingray Optimizer, work together to deliver your applications to your users as fast as is physically possible.